Hi, I'm Aidan Hills and driver of the number 8 Mazda MX-5.
Aidan, can you tell us about your motorsport journey that led you through to this point?
Yeah, so I grew up in a racing family. My granddad used to race cars in the 70s and 80s. My dad then went into racing on short ovals and raced legend cars on the circuit. So I grew up with it in my blood. You know, I was wearing a race suit at 2 years old, walking around with my dad's helmet on, and we got a go-kart when I was about 7, and decided to actually go racing probably when I was 9, and did karting for 6 years to a decent level. I won a British Open Championship at no plate. Raced at national level for a long time, won some club events and some decent club championships. But the budgets were so high that it was sort of, there was no need for me to do anything more than just learn how to race and stuff in a car. So we decided to move into some car racing and get some experience. I was 15, so I went into rallycross at 15, and then again stayed there for a good 6 years. On and off though, I think I only done 3 full seasons in that 6-year period. So I was doing A levels and we had some. My nan sadly passed away, so we had a year off of racing with that. So yeah, and it brought me. We were at the time, me and my dad were breaking Mazda MX-5s as a job, and saw the MX-5 Super Cup, the BRCC Championship, and we went to watch it in 2016, and we sort of got to the level in rallycross where to go and do the next thing is £250,000 probably to go and do the European World Championships, or supercars in the UK is over 100 grand. So you know, you're always struggling to find a budget in this sport, but we looked at Mazdas as an option to go racing, and yeah, never looked back really. That was 2017, on my first season. Built a car in 3 weeks and went for the first race, and started getting some top 10s in the first year. 2018, the second year, we came third in the championship, and then came third in the championship in 2019. And then I had a break for a year, and the reason we had the break is because we started the team. So I was bored of selling cars and breaking Mazda's MX-5 as a job. I wanted to do motorsport as a job. And I said to my dad, like, that's what I want to do. We built a second car, a hire car. James Cousins hired it in 2020. Declan joined the team in his car, and Nibsy hired our other car. So these are 3 drivers that are still with us from 2020 to when we first started the team at Cadwell Park. So I had a year off, saved a bit of money, bought a Ginetta in 2021, done some Ginetta GT5 racing on the token package. Just wanted to experience like national racing. Unfortunately, that championship died off. The Ginetta stopped that championship. So in 2023, I said I wanted to have a crack at winning the Mazdas. I think 2023 we won 16 races, had something like 21 podiums, won the championship. So that was my first senior championship. 2024 we went back to back and won the Super Cup again. And then yeah, here we are 2025, 2 rounds to go, leading the championship in the Miata Trophy. Trying to win my 3rd championship in 3 years is the plan, which can be clinched today. But it might end up that we go to Brands Hatch and try and win it there, but we'll see what happens today.
Fantastic. Now, speaking of your dad, obviously you run Hills Motorsport together.
Yeah.
He's been a big influence on your motorsport career.
Yeah. He has, yeah. Obviously I wouldn't do it without him, and it's quite nice that our only job now is motorsport. So he's coming to the, you won't mind me saying, retirement age. He never will retire because he doesn't want to, but he's slowing down a little bit, wants to slow down a little bit, although I keep him too busy at the moment. But it's really nice, right? I work with my dad every day, and we spend a lot of time together. We come on our weekends off, which is racing. We do that together, and yeah, we've got a really nice relationship. I always said like he's more like my brother or my best mate than my dad. You know, we're not like a father and son relationship. It's much more like brothers.
That's brilliant. So for the viewers, Dave and Carol are absolute
legends,
bedrock, the legends of the Hills Motorsport team.
Yeah, we'd never be able to run this business without them. So I'm very grateful to both of them. Yeah, it's cool to be able to work with Dave. You know, like I said, as a youngster, when I was really young, he was like one of my heroes. So, which I have told him.
Yeah.
Carol was laughing. So.
who would you say you modelled your driving style on?
Oh, that's a good question. Aidan Hills.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't think I've necessarily looked at someone and gone, yeah, I want to race like him. I've always just I go into a race and with the best will in the world, you have a plan laid out, and then as soon as you start driving, you just drive on instincts. And I've always been like just probably not aggressive in terms of like driving into people, but I'm quite forceful with the car, and it probably modern days, the only person to really compare with, which would be easier for the viewers, would be someone like, I'd like to think someone like Ash Sutton or something like that, the way how he's quite aggressive on the curbs and how he drives in a touring car. And yeah, I grew up obviously watching Jason Plato and Matt Neal, and maybe a little bit modelled on that, but I'd probably just say really it's just for years of experience I've sort of got my own driving technique and stuff.
What do you love most about Miata racing?
Just the closeness and the competitiveness of it. You know, the budgets are low, so what you find is you get a lot of top level drivers that couldn't quite go to the next level that end up racing in Mazdas because we've all sort of come together. You know, I've won championships, Ollie always won championships. A lot of people in this field here have been close to winning championships and been second and won a lot of races. So you're constantly racing against people that are race winners. So if you won a race, you then always expect to win a race. So the top 10 in this championship now, like, everyone's capable of being on a podium. So it's always difficult. Every race you're in, doesn't matter whether you're 10th, 5th or 15th, you know, you're always racing against someone. And it's going to be competitive. That's what I love the most about it, is how hard it is.
Fantastic. And you mentioned it before, but you are currently number 1 in the championship, could be championship number 3 today.
Yeah, potentially. I don't actually know what I have to do. We'll have a look and see how we get on in race 1, because if there's any DNFs today, then I can't win the championship. So get through race 1 and then we'll have a look and see what we've got to do for race 2 to clinch it.
What are your aspirations from here? Because clearly you're absolutely smashing Miata, which is why they call you the GOAT. Where do you hope to go from here?
I'd like to do, obviously the ultimate goal has always been touring cars, but I'm nearly 30, so I need to get the ball rolling. The budget is obviously the hardest part to get hold of. I think driving wise I'll be fine if I get in the car. Also looking at anything on the Toka package I'd like to get involved in, so we've been looking closely at Porsches to maybe try and get into the Porsche Caymans next year, which we're getting the ball rolling with that and speaking to some teams. So that's the number 1 goal, obviously, to try and do something on the Toka package and then see if we can move into, before I'm too old, getting into BTCC.
Well, you've clearly got the talent for that, and so for any sponsors out there that would be interested in backing a fantastic driver with a brilliant winning pedigree and the right mindset, then should definitely get in touch with you. Yeah,
100%. And obviously I'm working with a manager now, so we can get some stuff sent over, and we can, you know, there's lots of benefits from motorsport sponsorship. You know, it's not just a sticker on the car. That's the smallest part of it. You know, partnerships, the experiences that you can get out of it, come into the events, driving these cars on a day. It's all included in one of our sponsorship packages. So it's not really, we don't call it sponsorship, it's more of a partnership. So that's a much nicer way of going about it. And hopefully we can get the ball rolling. It's nice and early, you know, it's September now, and the season in the Porsche doesn't start till next April. So we've got a good 6 months to try and get the budget together to try and get on the grid. So that's the goal.
Fantastic. One last question that I'd love to ask you.
Yep.
What do you think the secret is to having a winning mindset to succeed at motorsport, from all of your experience you've had of winning so many Miata races and other races?
It's a good question. I mean, it's experience, right? You know, lots of lads that you can be fast, but until you've got the experience of knowing when to attack, when to defend, when to settle, that's all comes into it. And I think when I was racing in 2018 and 2019, I was like a bull in a china shop. You know, I'd send one up the inside when I shouldn't have. Used to get penalties all the time. And now this year, from 2023 onwards, I'm a bit older, a bit calmer. I think everyone says you hit your peak around 27 years old. At 27, I've been racing for 18 years, so I was quite lucky, you know. But the main thing is, for me, it's just confidence in the car, confidence in your ability, and confidence in yourself, and what you do in the background to give yourself more confidence. And for me, I became an instructor so I could drive cars more. So, you know, I'm always driving a car, so I'm always on the limit of grip. And when I now jump in my race car, I'm so confident with the car moving that I don't ever feel that something's going to go wrong. So I think, yeah, confidence and experience is the biggest recipe for winning racing.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, mate, and all the best for the championship and for the races today.
Yeah, cheers, man.